Hey viewers, welcome to VL Astrology once again. I'm Vanita Lenka. I'm a Vedic astrologer, and I'm going to be talking about the 33rd week of the year 2021. Yes, what exactly is this week going to be getting us at? We have many things happening this week. Yes. And if you're watching me for the first time, I must tell you, this is the one-stop channel where you will get the predictive about your weeklies, monthlies, yearlies, and also the tutorials, wherein you will be able to learn astrology also in a very simplistic manner. So just think of subscribing the channel if at all you feel comfortable, and do press the bell icon. I can just request you. All right. So what is this week about? We have moon transiting through the nakshatras, 24 hours, moon stays in one nakshatra. And then from the 9th to the 15th, moon will be interacting with planets also. Moon will be moving into Leo sign, Virgo sign, and then Libra sign. And will also be, having, some Gandanta position that is changing from the water sign to the fire sign, that is from Cancer to Leo. So that's an unsettled kind of an energy. You feel quite charged up. At the same time, you feel that there is some indecisiveness in making decisions. That is going to be happening on the 8th, 9th, especially when moon is going to be transiting from Cancer sign. And there was a new moon when I'm making this video. Of course, the new moon is supposed to be taking place, but new moon in Ashalesha nakshatra. So Ashalesha is the last nakshatra of Cancer sign, and then comes the Magha nakshatra in Leo. So I take one degrees plus minus the nakshatras, in Ashalesha also, the fag end, the degrees in Cancer, and the first degree of Leo. And moon will be obviously transiting through the water and fire energies thrice a month. So it is obviously different every time, but yes, quite similar kind of results you get as well. But here it is the new moon energy, and then transiting through Magha nakshatra initial part. So don't make any much decision, major decisions during the 9th. Then we have Mercury transiting through the nakshatra, through the Gandanta zone as well. Mercury will be coming out of the Gandanta zone from the Cancer sign, Ashlesha nakshatra, its own nakshatra, and will be entering the Ketu's nakshatra, and will be in obviously Leo sign from the 9th. So one more transit is happening, that is Venus. Venus is going to be transiting out of Leo sign and will be transiting through the Virgo sign, which is the sign of debility. So it is an Avarohi Graha. Avarohi is when a planet is going towards the debilitation sign. And here it is changing sign on the 11th. We do have Tulsidas Jayanti. Tulsidas Jayanti is on the 15th, and we have Independence Day also of India. Freedom we attained on the 15th of August. So that is also a very important event. So let me just describe what is Tulsidas Jayanti, because the people who are here for the first time, they don't know what I do in these videos. So I do cover the festivals also, the Hindu festivals. Tulsidas Jayanti is when Tulsidas, the great Hindu epic Ramcharitmanas author, he basically originally it was written by Valmiki ji, but in Sanskrit. So here it was written in Hindi, in the language Hindi, in Awadhi as such. So the person who wrote this, the poet who wrote this, his name is Tulsidas, and it is his birth Jayanti. So this is a very important day. We must acknowledge the popularity of Ramcharitra, that is the Ramayana. So this is a very important pious day as well. So it's said that the scholars definitely are supposed to be acknowledged first, the gurus, the scholars, the poets of our country, India. Being a Hindu, we must acknowledge that as well. So that is something which is happening. We have Hariyali Teej also. I will be explaining that in the description box. Moon will be transiting through Magha, Purva Phalguni, Uttara Phalguni, Hasta, Chitra, Swati, Vishakha this week. I will be mentioning the dates in the description box. Do read the description box content, because it is very important. I give a lot of information there. So do read that, and the timestamps also will be there, and the chapters will also be there. So don't worry about that. So what exactly is happening in this week? Basically, so as you can see, Moon is going to be in the Leo sign with Mercury on the 9th, because Mercury is going to be transiting out of the Cancer sign and will be moving into the Leo sign on the 9th of August, 1:35 a.m. Okay. And Moon also will be transiting through on the 9th or on at 9:49 a.m. India time in Magha Nakshatra in Leo sign, and then will be conjunct this Mercury. So there's a short stellium forming in the Leo sign, as you can see, and right opposite, mutually aspecting this Jupiter. So this is going to be bringing about some communication gap, because it is a Leo energy. So there will be some drama that you go through. It is, after all, the energy where, it is, you feel cheerful, you feel affectionate, you feel generous also. But at the same time, you get centered and organized, and you are more focused on your image, your appearance. You want to be expressive. Be careful, because Mars and of course Mercury energy is pretty strong here. Mars and Mercury, it's a logical energy and illogical energy, I would say, because it's a warrior after all. So there is a lot of mixed kind of an energy there. So be careful about your misunderstanding when Mercury initially would be in Magha Nakshatra and would be in the Gandanta zone. So you have to be careful about the first 9/10 especially. People can become very arrogant during this time, self-centric, and but yes, there is going to be better off energy when there is a combination, where when this Mercury is going, this Moon is going to be transiting on the 11th in Virgo sign. So that's the time when you will be feeling quite nitpicky about the cleanliness part, and you will feel that you are very analytical, you're very discriminating, you're very industrious, you're very efficient and helpful also. Rahu is looking at the zone, don't forget that. So don't be too impulsive, don't be too nitpicky about things. Okay, a methodical approach you have to maybe apply and use and get into that details. So all that, don't be too critical, I would say. Don't be overly critical, and don't be too nitpicky. Moon will be transiting through the Libra sign on the 13th until the 15th. It's going to be in Libra sign and is going to be aspected by Saturn here. So this is the time when you will be feeling sweet, harmonious, desire to please others is pretty heightened. Friendships, social alliances, gatherings, gatherings as in maybe some online conversations get heightened up. And it's the time to socialize and collaborate and cooperate, with people and groups that you move around in. And beauty and excellence and elegance is, also towards emotionally nurturing yourself, design, decorate, blend, balance, polish, refine. All those activities are going to be enhanced when Moon is going to be transiting through this zone. So this is what is happening this week. And we have Sun Saturn opposition. So authoritative figures are feeling quite charged up now, and they're going to be attaining that kind of energy as well. Jupiter, Mars, when are in opposition, so there is a lot of agility. There's a lot of the sports activities that we are seeing also on the global level. Olympics are going on, so all that is because of Jupiter Mars opposition. So what I feel is that this is a good week. Ketu is in the 8th sign in the natural zodiac, Rahu in the 2nd sign in the natural zodiac. So Venus, being the disposition a lot of Rahu, is going to be in debility. So you feel that there is some problem in relationships, which is happening even more with Venus going into the sign of debility. I will be making a separate video, though. It requires attention. So there will be a Niche Bhanga also with Mercury also transiting through by the end of the month. But yes, till the time when Mercury, Mars, and Sun also will be joining, I've made a video on that separately to watch that. So it is a kind of a mixed bag this week. So let's not waste time and let's jump to the predictive. All right. So let's talk about Aries natives first. All right. For Aries, moon will be transiting through your fifth, sixth, and seventh houses, and there is a stellium. Stellium is a clustering of planets. Okay, clustering of planets in the um, fifth house of yours. So this is going to be bringing about a lot of creative energy in you. You feel that you want to just do things now. You want to complete the task. You are focusing more on things which you have not been able to do from a long, long time, and you feel that the urge to be more fun loving. You are more expressive. You're more energetic towards the to desire to create, to display your talents. That is something which is recreation, hobbies, romance. These are the highlights of your, to begin with. You're feeling quite amorous. You feel that there is a lot of energy also, and you're very expressive in your love and affair, but do not get carried away, because you can make wrong decisions in your love and relationships. So do not get carried away, or maybe you just make some wrong decisions, and then there is repentance. Then there is no point doing that. You're typically very emotional also. Your connection with your children is going to be improving, or you're going to be forming that kind of connectivity. Taking some break and spending more time with them also is quite likely. Moon will be transiting through the Virgo sign from the 11th till the 13th. So that's the time when you will be having a lot of focus on work, health, and routine, and you will be more introverted, and you will be maybe feeling that now you want to pay attention to your work more, details more, and you need to work out now. So your senses are more acute, and you could find minor aches and pains also in your body. So make sure that you are taking good care of yourself, because Rahu is looking at this zone. So organize, because there is a lot of clutter inside out, both. So just clear that out. Don't just carry on with that kind of energy. Try not to stress over little things. Instead, work on improving and perfecting these smaller systems in your life, and move on without the guilt that you're carrying. Okay. Engage in the meaningful duties rather than paying attention to the meaningless ones. Okay. Don't in case you have to start any kind of treatment, it's said that when moon is in the sixth house and is alone, you can do that. You can visit a physician. You can become a healer yourself. If you have to initiate some healing process, you can do that. You can give healing to others also. Quite a good transit. Moon will be transiting through the Libra sign on the 13th and will be staying there till the 15th. And that's the time when you will be focusing more on the personal and business relationships, and how you feel about your close relationships or partnerships will largely determine your mood during these two. Will be more focused, for these 2-3 days. That is the focal point. You might have emotional confrontations during this time, and maybe your relationships are demanding that kind of nurturing ones, because Saturn is also looking here. So there is a lot of need to be with the people, to socialize, but the Saturn is not letting you. That is why Saturn is looking at Libra sign. Libra sign is a very glamorous sign, with the mixing sign, with the harmony sign, which is called the balance sign. So that is the reason businesses and the relationships and your conversations with people, meeting up people, is actually restrictive, because Saturn is looking here, the zone. So you have that urge on one-on-one relationship, but you're not able to. Physical appearance and attractiveness, is being paid more attention during this time. So do that if moon is transiting here, rather than focusing on getting sullen. Oh, why I'm not able to do things, why I'm not able to meet people. All that is on your mind, because you are a very gregarious sign. So you have that kind of feeling even more when moon is transiting here in your seventh house, looking at your first house. So your mood is very sensitive, and you feel that you want to be more with the partner. Maybe some intimate connections will be there. You want to initiate intimacy. You come across somebody, because it's a Venus or a ruled sign after all. So you are going to be seeking harmony and balance with others, and you want to pass on that kind of feeling of happiness and security to others as well. There can be some decisions that can backfire, so don't make any hasty decisions during this time. As it is, there is a stellium which is going to be forming initially to start with in your 5th house. A lot of creative energy because Jupiter is also looking from there, from the 11th house. So this is definitely a positive one for you. In case you have to make any kind of investments, you should be when Mercury is transiting through Leo sign. Very good time for the investments and good time for student natives as well. A very good week, I would say. All right. Coming to the next sign, that is, okay. This is for Taurus readings now. So for Taurus natives, this week starts with moon transiting through your 4th house, then 5th, and lastly the 6th house. So 4th, 5th, 6th houses, Mercury is also going to be transiting here. And Venus is going to be leaving the zone and coming to the debilitation sign. So that is your Lagnesh on the 11th transiting out. So I feel that this is a week where you should sit tight. You should just pay more attention to the home front and make decisions regarding your, you want that home base, basically privacy. And you have a greater need for security and you are feeling to be comfortable at home. You want more time because there is a lot of clustering of planets in the 4th house. So family and personal matters are actually more than the, they are going to be taking a lead as compared to the worldly affairs this week. So how you feel about your support system at this stage in your life, you will be determining depending on your mood. Okay. So home is the key and spend more time there. And it is like a double dose with moon energy because moon is the ruler in the natural zodiac of the 4th house as it is. So double the impact. So double the emotions, I would say. So decorating your home and kind of activities related to home, cleaning, organizing, nurturing, your family members, spending more time with them, that coziness, and it is another area, it is the midnight part after all. So the subconscious mind works a lot during this time. Maybe you're very emotional, you're very, you want to satisfy your soul also. So you maybe, cook and feed your family quite likely. So do that. I think that's a very good time. It is also a time when, you recall your ancestors. It's a very good time to feed the needy or donate something which your ancestors used to like. So that's a very good feeling also. In the 5th house, that is, moon will be transiting through during where Virgo sign when on the 11th till the 13th. Even Venus is going to be transiting here, your Lagnesh in the 5th house. So this is going to be giving you more, outgoing feeling. You have spent a lot of time at home. Now you want to be outgoing. You want to be more expressive. Your energies are directed outwards. And you feel the confidence is there now towards the world. But Venus being in debility can cause some relationship issues. So you have to be really careful about making decisions. You can postpone the decisions regarding your love relationship and your maybe children if you have to make any decisions, or your financials, you have to make any decisions. Just avoid right now, I feel. Recreation, hobbies, romance, anything that gives you pleasure, you'll be more expressive about during this time. So I think you have that creative desire to towards everything, to explore that. Maybe some drama, emotional drama there is going to be taking place when moon is transiting here. So maybe with the family members, there can be something that you go through, some turmoil that you go through. Enjoy yourself and indulge your whims within the reason, of course. Okay. And when moon is transiting through the 5th house, you may want to take a break from your routine, basically. Okay. And this is the time you really want to support a pleasurable time, to make it in a pleasurable moment. Okay. This is what will satisfy your emotions also. You feel very happy and secure. The moody moon will also seek out bonds with the children. Maybe you will be talking to them, you'll be discussing things. Maybe you are going to be dressing up well and taking spending time, both the children and the family members, they all are getting together, a dinner at home, you're cooking and you're spending more time with your children. Basically, this is a house of children also. You're very creative as it is, but there will be typically an emotional need for some type of self-expression during this time. So do that. I think this is going to be a good moment for you. Moon will be transiting through your Libra sign from the 13th till the 15th. Moon is going to be in your 6th house. So this brings about routines. This brings about, desire to perfect your craft. This is a time of dedication to work. See, 4th house was home, family, and 5th house was children and your fun activities. Now you want to be getting serious because it's about work, health, routine. Now, this is like a more introverted period. It was earlier an extroverted expression. Now it is an introverted moon. So you feel that you want to now get into the work, be sensitive about your health, initiate some medical treatment if you want to, if you're feeling some pains and backaches and something. So you should just, because Libra is aspected by Saturn also. So when moon is there, so it can lead to some problems related to your health also. So your mood is likely to impact your health maybe. So just don't stress. That's what I can say. Also, some meaningless duties you're wasting your time on. So focus on something which is going to be more meaningful and be a healer, be a healer to yourself also and to others also. And this is also going to be a very good time to have a connection with small animals such as cats, dogs. Maybe you are going to be, getting a dog or a pet home, quite likely. Okay, so this is what the week looks like. And Rahu Ketu are as it is in your 1-7 axis. So there is a lot of energy about relationships and spending more time with yourself, introvertedness more. And Jupiter is looking at the zone, all the planets are here to start with. So a lot of expansive energy at home front, some new changes you're going to be making. And it's a good time for any kind of promotion if you have to ask for, or you want to, if you're waiting for, something is coming your way for sure. It's a good time for investments once Mercury enters Virgo sign, because they're looking at the 11th house. So that's the time I think you should be taking up any kind of huge investments. Not a good time to get into a relationship, to get married, as it is Venus is going to be in debility. So avoid. All right. Coming to the next sign, that is Gemini. For Gemini natives, moon is going to be transiting your 3rd, 4th, and 5th houses this week. And there is a stellium, short stellium forming in your 3rd house. And this brings about a lot of communication. You want to communicate, but maybe there is a lot of, at the end of the day, some misunderstanding. So you have to be very careful. You are making maybe some short trips, short journeys, and phone calls, communication. Your mind tends to be restless, easily bored. You want to switch immediately from one task to the other. And focus is missing, actually, the curiosity, because this is a house of curiosity, not to forget that. And you are more ignited because of sun sign, of course, it's a Leo sign. So new friendships, new contracts are going to take place. And you may find yourself talking more than usual, or maybe, you're just pushed to, right? Maybe there is a meeting and goes on and on and on, and you get, oh my God, when will it finish, right? So that energy is also going to be quite multiplying. But yes, it is a good one. And your mind tends to be a little restless. So just, be more, just figure out how you can come out of it. So what makes you happy? Just think about that. What brings your feelings of security and comfort? Ask these questions. It has to do with learning something, teaching something, speaking, finding the voice somehow. Okay. And you're very sensitive about what people are saying as well. So just try and understand. Maybe, you're going to be spending more time conversing with your best friend after a long time. 3rd house is that kind of an energy. And once you start something, you pick up something, you're going to be doing that, in that rut. Maybe you're cooking, so you're going to be cooking. You're painting, you're going to be painting for 2 quarter days, because you're inclined towards doing something. There is a lot of imagination and activity during this time. In the 4th house, moon will be transiting from the 11th till the 13th. So that's the time when you will be feeling, in the Virgo sign, and even Venus is going to be debilitating here. So from the 11th onwards, and Moon is going to be joining this Venus. Earlier it was joining Mercury. Now Moon is taking the baton and taking this Venus, holding hands and taking it to the other sign. So there is going to be a very inward energy. Domestic affairs are more predominant. You're going to be feeling quite restless about relationships. You need the security around you, about financials, also about your family, about relationship, and the matters related to your personal life rather than the worldly affairs. So this is how you're going to be actually passing off the middle of the week. You need that because the fourth house energy, as it is, Venus is big belly here, not to forget that, because it's the Nadir portion. So Moon going there also is a double the impact. Moon and Venus get big belly in the fourth house. So here it is going to be giving you double the impact of emotions, family, nurturing, feelings, emotions, moods, home, ancestors, as a matter of fact, parents, childhood. So all those are going to get activated in the middle of the week. So what I feel is the questions of the mind and heart are going to be: who is my family? Where is my home? Where do I belong? All those spiritual kind of, questions you will be asking. You're very spiritual, you're very philosophical, rather, not spiritual, but philosophical, because it is going to be an intense feeling time. So the best would be that lie low and just be a silent spectator at times. When you're going through something, you should just spend more time, lone time, and you should actually focus on things which are going to be, maybe leading to, it's just the beginning of something. You feel that this is the time that I should spend more on contemplating as to what is happening in my life, the undercurrents, and then you will be landing up to the better conclusive decisions. Don't make any decisions during these kind of periods, when your mind is very emotional. Fourth house, whenever moon is going to be really, really very emotional. You will feel very emotional. Okay, the moon is the mind, after all. So it is going to impact our emotions and moods, and there will be mood swings also. That is why moons transiting through the 4 8 12 is very, very watery sign, after all, water place. Though it is not a watery sign, but yeah, for Gemini people, this is an earthy sign, and moon coming here brings about practical and emotional, two kind of feelings, and there's a tug of war here. Moon is going to be transiting through the Libra sign, and Libra sign is the harmonious sign. And Saturn is looking here from the 8th house. So this is going to be bringing about, the 5th house transit brings about a lot of energies directed outwards as compared to the 4th house energy. So you want to display your talents, you have that desire to create, but this Saturn is restrictive, after all. Saturn is in the 8th house, and it's going to be looking at this zone. So you will feel the energies are contradictory, very, very contradictory. You are very affectionate, you're very lovable, you're very creative, and on the other side, you become very frustrated, you become quite detached with people, you become quite whimsical also. So that is something which is which you have to understand and tame those energies during this week. But yes, 5th house supports pleasurable time. So enjoy yourself, unwind. This is the time to be more creative. It is, after all, the time to conceive, to have good physical relationship. You feel quite emotional also. And during this time, I feel that you should not make any hasty decisions regarding your love relationships also. About your children, if you have to make any decisions, you should avoid it, at least when moon is transiting through the 5th house zone of yours, which is happening from the 13th till the 15th. All right. So rest, I think it is good for you this week. The moon's transit is in the good houses. Jupiter is going to be looking here, and Saturn is going to be aspecting, and also Rahu is going to be aspecting in the 4th house. So there is a lot of confusion. There is a lot of emotional bent of mind. Clarity is missing. So you have to be very, very focused on what you're doing. Actually, pick up one thing at a time and complete it. Don't leave it in between. All right. Take care of your health. Take care of your spouse's health. I keep repeating, my predictions have to be common, because I don't change the predictions, I don't change the stand, because I can see there is a seventh house being hemmed in between malefics. So it has to have complications with the spouse, for the spouse, because of the spouse, to the spouse. Something is actually triggering up because of these two malefic influences. So you have to take care of your relationship with the outside world also. It can lead to somebody unconventional. You're meeting people not from your community more. You're talking with, or maybe you're watching videos of some astrologers who are out of the league. Maybe they are not the conventional kind of astrologers, right? So keep doing that. That's good. It's good for me. All right. Coming to the next sign, that is Cancer. So for Cancer natives, Moon, being your Lagnesh, of course, is going to be transiting your second, third, and fourth houses this week. There is a short stellium which is forming. Moon is going to be taking this Mercury to the Leo sign, and Venus to the Virgo sign this week. So Moon will be together with the Mercury to start with in Gandanta zone when Moon and Mercury are together. So you have to be very careful about your family relationships, financials, because you're going to be making some wrong decisions to start with. And you can be very, paying more attention to your security, your possessions, your money. This is not the time for emotional bravery also. Rather, you tend to keep the status quo. You value predictability for the 2 quarter days. You don't look for new experiences. So as much as you put effort into managing your life in order to feel solid and secure, of course, material and tangible things are more important to you. You're feeling quite financially, your bent of mind is towards financials. You're spending a lot of money also. Maybe you're very flamboyant, you're showing off. That is also quite likely. You're planning your budget. So do that in the beginning of the week. There can be some depletion of funds also, because we have Moon in Gandanta, Mercury in Gandanta. Mercury is also financials, and Mars is there. Mars depletes the financials. Venus being there till the 11th and transits out of there, goes into the debility sign. So this is like a boost of feeling for security. You're looking forward to the security only, because there are certain events which are happening, which are leading to security falling apart as far as your financials are concerned. So you're more towards how I can pay the bills, how I can how my returns can be multiplied, how my financials can be multiplied. So you have to focus on the right things right now. And also, when Moon is transiting through the second house, you have to be taking care of your conversation with people also. You can be going little rash. You might eat some heaty and oily foods. Avoid, especially on the Tuesdays, to eat the bileless foods. It can lead to some indigestion also. Jupiter is looking at the second house. So this leads to some, obviously it's a big time saving grace, so you're going to be taking care of your financials also at the same time. But be careful about your expenditures. You're going to be spending some or buying something which is going to be very, of not much use later. Venus is going to be in your sign of debility. Even Moon is going to be transiting through the Virgo sign on the 11th, and from 11th till the 13th, it's going to be in the Virgo sign. So this is the time when you have the need to communicate your mindset, your moods. Maybe you talk too much during this time, even if you don't want to. Your conversations are pretty much related to your workplace, with the coworkers, your maybe your creative abilities, your imagination is pretty strong here. Your hobbies are getting, it's said that when Moon transits to the third house, you keep doing something, you pursue your hobbies and you keep doing that, right? If you're cooking for maybe baking the cake for 2-3 days, you're going to be doing that only. So when Moon is transiting through this zone, so this is going to be a rut that you get into. Okay. And also Venus is going to be transiting here. Not a good place for Venus, but yeah, Mercury will also be transiting soon, and that will be a Nicha Bhanga. So don't make any, avoid short journeys. Maybe you are going to be planning some short journeys and there can be some complications. Rahu is looking at this zone. So you have to be extra cautious about those energies as well. See, Ketu is also, not to forget, looking at the stellium, and Jupiter is also aspecting. So at the same time, you become very spiritually inclined. Suddenly you feel that there are certain yogic practices you have, involved into, or maybe, some spiritual classes or some yogi classes you have joined and you want to pursue those. So I think that's a good idea, to divert your mind and channelize your energies this week. Do that. For student natives, of course, a lot of energy, a lot of time is required to whatever you have initiated. You have to complete it, of course, the task that you have been assigned. Also, Saturn is in your seventh house, Sun over your first this week. 17th Sun will be leaving this zone, of course, the next week when I'll make the video on the 34th week. So Sun is going to be over your first house and will be by the end of this week in Gandanta zone. So that's the time you feel quite unsettled in making decisions. You feel very egoistic, and with authorities you can have some troubles. So be extra cautious. Some stuck-up jobs can also get completed before the 17th. So if you have any kind of work that you have to, or any kind of job that you have been assigned, completed by the end of the week. It's going to be positive. For Leo natives, this week is going to be bringing about, by the end of the week, moon transits through, for Cancer natives, moon transits through your fourth house. So this will be the time when Saturn is going to be looking at the zone. So you feel quite homey, you're spending more time with your own people. You want to be more emotionally, the bent of mind is quite emotional. You change the furniture, change the lifestyle, eat something cooked by you. You're more inclined towards your childhood days. You go back to those, you just visit those places where you have not been able to from a long time. But yeah, the need to be introvert is pretty heightened here. Saturn is also restrictive, so maybe you're not able to meet people you wished to. Saturn is looking here. When moon transits through the fourth house, it is actually the zone where you become very emotional, double the emotions basically for the family, because fourth house is moon's natural zone, and moon is Digbali also here for that reason. So moon is moon as in, like, I'm talking about you. So your moon is actually in the fourth house for Cancer people. So for Cancer natives, this is the time when you will be very, very emotional. Something happens maybe in the family that you have to, pacify them, sort things out. So this is the time you will be paying more attention to this. Okay. Sort things out. And of course, spend more time with yourself. Do some kind of donations, because it is also like ancestors, visiting the ancestors or doing things for ancestors. So that is also quite likely. Do that. Coming to the next sign, that is Leo. So for Leo natives, moon will be transiting your first, second, and third houses this week, and Mercury is going to be leaving the zone and transiting through from Cancer to Leo, and Venus from Leo to Virgo. So this is a very important week, and we do have Independence Day on Sunday and Tulsidas Jayanti also, as I've mentioned. Moon is going to be transiting through the nakshatras. I've mentioned the list in the description box. Please go through that. And this is the time when you will be feeling quite inclined towards doing things for yourself. How you look at yourself, how your ego is actually, you're egocentric with so many planets over the first house. There's a tug of war happening. What kind of nature, you have? Because there is Mercury there, there's Mars there is Venus for 2 days, and then Venus comes out of there, of course, but moon is also there. So you have that, those vibrations are very sensitive. You can be very, vocal about things at times, and you can be very aggressive, but simultaneously you'll be very logical, because, and very emotional also. Right? It is actually, you are inclined to act in impulse and react automatically based on your basic emotional orientation rather than approaching the world objectively. So that is the approach of yours for 2 to quarter days. Some restlessness is likely and could impel you to make some small personal changes, changing your look, living environment, maybe, maybe a hairdo. You can go in for that also. And, your appearance, how you change your looks, that is also quite likely. And I think it's fair to think about ego when you think of the first house, isn't it? So we need our egos after all, and acknowledge them, right? At times we should. Ego, self-respect, I would say that is very important. So this is the area where, you focus on your body, also your image, your self-image, your accomplishments. You go back and see what you have achieved in life. So all those are quite likely when moon is transiting here, and how your outward nature is towards others, how your behavior is towards others. You're working on that. Okay. So some things you may want to do when moon is in your first house, like uh, try out a new outfit, maybe, right? And you feel very independent also. Some decisions you're going to be making, but don't get into the zone where you make impulsive decisions. All right. Moon will be transiting through your second house, and Venus will also be in your second house. Your Lagnesh is, after all, in your 12th house. And that's the zone where, it is like giving more expenditures, maybe travel abroad or some overseas journeys on cards. But right now, it's going to be leading to some with moon's transit. Moon is going to be aspected by Rahu also, so some expenditures on cards, some unnecessary showing off is also possible. Some food habits that you have to change when moon is in your second house, maybe it can lead to some indigestion also. So take care of your food habits. Do not get carried away and overeat. It's quite likely that you can, but your main focus and the goal is on your budget planning, your family, and your value system. You're very emotional about all these things. You're actually the sense of security you're looking for. How will I make money? How will I survive in future? All those energies are pretty strong here. And then moon will be transiting through your third house. So here you're quite outwardly, as in like you want to be communicative. You want to say things to others. And also there is a emotional bent of mind also, and there's a tug of war between the emotions and the practical you, because here Saturn is also aspecting from the sixth house. Saturn aspecting from the sixth house means there will be some problems with the enemies. You have to deal with the competition during this time. There are certain decisions that you have to make. Maybe you're traveling, and because of the work you have to make certain decisions quickly. That is also quite likely. um, it's a good time to get into the healing. Actually take the healing, give the healings, initiate some medication if you have to, some treatment that you have been looking forward to from a long time, so you can initiate when moon is transiting the third house. So that's also quite possible. This is the week which is like, for student natives, they're feeling quite uneasy. They're not able to complete the course. They're not able to decide. They're very confused about what should they do, what subjects they should choose. That is also a big time confusion. But when sun transits through your first house, things will be better off. It's a very good time for progeny also when sun transits the first. So Jupiter is going to be aspecting the sun, which is the lord of the fifth. Of course, Jupiter is the lord of the fifth, looking at the Lagnesh. That means there is some connectivity which is forming to conceive. Some IVF treatment, if you have to go in for, also is quite likely during this sun's transit after the 17th, of course. So wait for that. Why I'm saying this? Because maybe you're going to be taking that decision. So just hold on to it right now. Also a good time for having some communication with the seniors, your bosses, co-workers. Just strike a balance, just convey what you're going through. There is something which is actually bothering you at the place of work. Some confusion is there. You're not able to make some decisions. They're on hold. So you should be more communicative. You should convey to them so that things actually improve. If you have to go in for some dental treatment, that also you can start from the 11th till the 13th. It's 11th till the 13th is a good time to go in for the treatment also. Okay. Coming to the next sign, that's Virgo. For Virgo natives, moon is going to be transiting your 12th, first and second houses this week. And there is a aspect of Ketu and Jupiter on the 12th of yours. So very good time for spiritual journey, spiritual growth. If you have to make any kind of decisions regarding your travels, you can be doing that during this time. Maybe you're traveling also, quite likely. And when Moon is in the 12th house. You're quite introverted. You're quite to yourself. There is a lot of creativity, sensitivity. You want to spend more time focusing on things that you have not been able to. It's like a retreat. Okay. And maybe you're working towards some projects and you're spending alone time, a lot of alone time. And there is some unconditional love, innocence, openness, mystic power, spiritual healing kind of an energy during this time, even more. You're more towards the introvertedness. It doesn't only mean that you're going to be just, sad, or, you're sulking and you have just shut yourself up. No, it can be that you are being the poet you is coming out and you're writing something, you're writing a book, you're comfortable in that zone, and you want, see, it can be a forced seclusion, it can be a self decided isolation also. It could be that you are spending more time making that presentation, quite likely. So this is going to be giving you that kind of energy as well during this week. And by the time, moon comes to the first house, it transits through your first house. Venus is also going to be there in the first house. Venus over the first house in debility is not considered to be that bad. It's going to be giving you some decision making regarding your relationship. You will be deciding about your finances. The luck lord is going to be in the first house. Even if it is in debility, it's going to enhance your luck factor that is going to be with you. And whatever decisions you will make during this time would be the correct ones, I would suggest. If you have to, go ahead with it, because it's also the second lord after all. Second lord in debility in the first house, perfect, I would say, to make decisions regarding your financials. Moon will also be joining this. So any kind of appearance change, look change, going in for some cosmetic treatment, if you have to, dental treatment, you should be doing that. And lastly, moon will be transiting through the second house. Saturn is also looking here. Not to forget, Saturn is aspecting the second house. So it depletes the financials actually, or maybe, your sense of security about financials is pretty heightened. Your budget planning, you want to spend more time discussing the financials more, and you're very homey, you're with your family members more. You maybe cook for them and, dine with your family, and don't overeat. That's something which I can say. But yeah, it's a very balancing kind of an energy. You're going to be feeling that your need to be with people is actually heightened during this time. And you decide about your the future expenditures a lot during this time. The sense of security that you are looking forward to, you're going to be getting. Saturn restricts you from unnecessary expenditures. Remember that. That's positive. Also, Rahu is in your ninth house, so there is connectivity with the foreigners more. Maybe some foreign connections that you are going to be heading to this week, because Rahu is going to be looking at Virgo sign. Also, not to forget, from here, it's going to be looking here. So that's the time when you will be making certain decisions regarding your travels and your connections with the foreigners. Because there's a stellium forming in your 12th house also, leads to some connectivity with the aliens or the foreigners, right? Enjoy, I would say, because it's a positive one. All right. For student natives, is a good week for you. And in case you have to choose your subjects or you have to initiate your job, you can do that this week. Positive for you. Okay. Coming to the next sign, that's Libra. For Libra natives, moon is going to be transiting your 11th, 12th, and 1st houses this week, and is going to be interacting with Jupiter, Ketu, and Saturn also, and is conjunct with so many planets. So there's a stellium in your 11th house. So this is going to lead to something which is called like the social circle of your social life is going to get triggered up during this time. The need to be more social is there. Strong social awareness and a desire to belong to a group. And also, expressing your own individuality and breaking the rules is quite likely with Mars energy also there. Though Jupiter is aspecting, so maybe some alliance, or there is a scope of meeting somebody in a party or in through your friend circle, it's quite likely. There could be a feeling of, which can lead to emotional bent of mind. You are with the like-minded people. You will be very interesting and becoming closer to your friends. You want to be associated with them emotionally, and you just be more aware of your attitudes and try not to be too possessive and restrictive about the people that you mix around with. It's a good time to examine your goals in life, be more emotional, and decide about maybe some innovation. Some energies are pretty heightened, so maybe you will decide about innovating something with your friends. You come up with some idea and you are just going to be putting forward to the friend circle you're in. So that's quite likely, and the connection with the friends is pretty heightened. Now after this, moon will be transiting through your 12th house. Now after the friends, now you want that seclusion. You discuss the idea, now you want to work on that. So for good 2 quarter days, you're going to be contemplating on the ideas that you have discussed, you've made. The poetic energy is pretty heightened. You'll be writing a poetry. That is also when moon is transiting the 12th house. Also, there is a connectivity with the foreigners, talking to the foreigners, meeting the foreigners. It's not just the travels are only going to be connecting. Nowadays, we are interacting online also with everyone. The world has become so small. We are so well connected. So maybe you will be discussing your future. You'll be contemplating on the growth with the foreigners, and how you can get into the details of things and get everything done. So quite likely that you will be spending more time to yourself when moon is transiting the Virgo sign, and that's happening from the 11th till the 13th. And you're going to be actually coming up with good ideas, quite innovative. Don't get sullen, don't sulk. If somebody has told you something, in a party, and then you come back and sob, that's not right. Just come out of it. It's just going to be it's just a passing phase, and you will be out of it maximum 6 hours, and then you'll be out. Moon will be transiting your first house. That's Libra sign. Moon in Libra sign is like a balancing energy, a lot of balancing energy. You might just want the need to be emotionally attached to people is pretty heightened during this time. Saturn is restricting you. Saturn is in your first house, the harmony and maintaining relationship and taking decision and impulse. That all those energies are being taken care of with Saturn transiting through your 4th house and looking at the first house. Saturn in the 4th house means it is in moon zone basically. So you have to be more practical rather than being very emotional in making decisions regarding your purchase of property, regarding your family members. Donate something related to Saturn things for your ancestors. Maybe, you feed the needy, feed the crow, like that. Okay, those are very good energies, which will actually lead you to quitting the karma, which is because of the ancestors, which is lying pending. You should do those things, often. Saturn till the time is in the 4th house. Also, there is a stellium, which is in the 11th house, good for investments, very good time for student natives, good time for marriage alliance. When moon is in the 1st house, you might just come across somebody. And also when moon was in the 11th house to start with. So just make the decisions. Financials are depleting because of Ketu in the 2nd, and there is some dental problem also. So take care of your teeth, and it will be taking care of your financials also. It's all connected. Sun is in the 10th house. Good time to get connected with the influential people, with the positive people around you. Some government jobs are going to get cleared up soon. The file which is stuck for you for ages is going to get that momentum, and you're going to be getting those energies also at the place of work. And the seniors are going to appreciate you. Okay. Coming to the next sign, that is Scorpio. For Scorpio natives, moon is going to be in your 10th, 11th, and 12th houses this week. And there is a stellium in your 10th house. Stellium means there is a clustering of planets in the 10th house. And right opposite is Jupiter. They are mutually aspecting each other. So this is a very good time for promotion at the place of work, because Mars is in a very good dignity here. It is is Digbali here. So when moon is in the 10th house, there is an emotional need for success. You feel that why people are not acknowledging you. You need that complete success. You need recognition. You need the reputation, because moon is reputation also, because moon is character also. So when moon is in the 10th house, it's going to be heading to a lot of energy. lot of emotional bent of mind, and along with it is Mercury and Mars also, not to forget. So this will bring about a lot of aggression also at the place of work. Maybe you'll be too much into completing the task. You'll be more, you'll be getting that cosmic support also. So enjoy that and complete those tasks that have been assigned to you. It's very essential. Don't go in for the, just don't wait for the fruits, that okay, if I'll do it, I'll be getting that kind of result. No, just keep doing the effort. You have to just not give up on your efforts. Okay. Then moon will be transiting through your 11th house, and Venus is also going to be transiting here. And your Lagnesh, of course, is Digbali. So very good week, I would say. Venus going to the sign of debility, but in the 11th house is going to be giving you wish fulfillment also. Moon is going to be also transiting through. So you will be getting help from all the spheres, all the community, all the, the community you move around in, your friend circle, you're going to be getting connected with them. And there is a strong need or the desire to be in the group that you have not been visiting from a long time. It is also going to be giving you the expressive energy. You are more sensitive to the moods of those around you. You can feel emotional about your sense of belonging with like-minded people. You'll be getting connected with them. Maybe you will be coming across somebody, some alliance in a group or friend circle where you're moving around with. You're associated with good friends around you during this week. You feel very emotional and possessive also. Try not to have that kind of attitude because it can suffocate the other people around you. So be more expressive, be more comfortable, make the other people also comfortable rather than, just making them claustrophobic with your presence and your mindset. Moon will be like, obviously here you're very outwardly, and when moon transits your 12th house, it's the end of the cycle. So you feel by the end of the week, that is on the 13th to the 15th, you feel that now you want to seclude yourself. You have discuss some ideas, some innovation with your friends, and now you want to put them forward. Now you want to discuss with people around you. So you want to just write them down. You're spending more time with yourself. You want to rejuvenate, reinvigorate. You want to just spend some time to recoup the energies that you have spent the whole month long, because it's the end of the cycle after all. So maybe you're going to be connecting with the foreigners. You're going to be connecting with your own self. You're going to be a healer. You're going to be maybe a little unwell. So you want to be inside your room. You don't want to be meeting people. So all that can also be the cause of your seclusion. Isolation is there, which is towards the end of the week. And here Saturn is also looking, so some restriction is there. Maybe your siblings are going to be traveling overseas and you're feeling quite, emotional about that also. But very good time for the bonding with the foreigners, of course. Okay. Very good week for the student natives. Good time to buy and sell property if you have to. Some real estate matters you're going to be actually resolving. Not a good time for progeny, basically, because for the childbirth, Ketu is looking here, so there can be some complications. So get in that momentum, to be prepared that you have to go in for some health checks even more, rigorously, quite likely. Okay. Rest, I think the week is pretty good because in the Kendras, you have many planets. So there's a lot of energy this week. You're bold, you're confident, you're going to be taking that seat where you are going to be be an achiever. Okay. Positive. Okay. Coming to the next sign, that's Sagittarius. For Sagittarius natives, Saturn and Ketu are hemming this sign. I really feel that, you have to take care of your health, or maybe your mental setup, your psyche. There is something which is actually causing you some delays and frustrations. You're not able to make decisions wisely, but the spirituality is the path that you have to take. Moon is going to be transiting your 9th, 10th, and 11th this week. And this is going to be giving you sense of acknowledgement towards people, learning, higher knowledge, higher learning. You're going to be having some kind of travel plans that you've been making from a long time. You're looking at the bigger picture. You're you're looking forward to new experiences. You want that physical freedom. You want that mental and spiritual freedom. You are more towards expansion and growth this week. So plan everything. You don't want to be limited by boundaries and barriers, right? So the more the gregarious, the more confident and zealous you are, the better you will be. So the independence, new experiences, intellectual growth, these are actually the major focus this week to start with. Definitely a positive one. Mercury is also there. Mars is also there. So a lot of energy is there in the ninth house. So the emotional boredom or restlessness could be the root of, breaking the rules. You might just be getting carried away. So that is something which is not good, for you. It is self-damaging. So be more towards the spiritual path, or you can say the belief system that you have. And it's like Jupiter's place after all, and Jupiter is looking here also, not to forget. So it is going to be giving you that bigger picture. Don't go in for the smaller things, nitty-gritties. Look at the bigger picture. Expand your horizon. Understand what is happening around you. Okay. So the personal example of wide experiences that are associated with the ninth house and corresponding Jupiter and Sagittarius largeness is going to be intensifying, and you will be expanding your horizons during this week. Look at the bigger picture. That's what I can say. And no matter what influences you, you should be focused on your learning, higher learning. Philosophical, you should be predominant. You have that in-depth knowledge. You're feeling very, very emotional also. So the best would be that decide right now, make the decisions right now, and look at the bigger picture. Okay. Sense of freedom is actually predominant to start with. A lot of fiery and creative energy is also there on cards this week. Virgo sign will be getting active when moon transits here, and Rahu is also looking here, not to forget that. So there can be some kind of connection that you're going to be forming with the people at the place of work. You can be very emotional about success, popularity, recognition. You're looking forward to that. And moon in Virgo sign gives you working in the depth of it, details. You get into the details, and that's happening on the 11th till the 13th. So this is a very good time to form that kind of connectivity with people at the place of work. Be more emotional about your tasks, your projects. You want to complete them. You want to take them forward. And maybe with the foreigners, you're going to be forming some kind of connectivity, and you'll be getting those maybe orders that you have been waiting for, or some kind of communication that you have been waiting for, and it's going to be triggering up this week. Positive for you. This week is good for you. Get spiritually inclined. I would request you. You're losing out on yourself on certain things, the grip. So just be more focused spiritually. Spiritually, as in like do good to others, do good to yourself, be nice to yourself first. Okay. Don't just have that guilt, and don't be too negative. What is happening? You're becoming very negative about your own self, your perspective. You have to change it. This is the time you should be doing it. Venus is also going to be here after all. So a lot of energy is, maybe people around you are going to be helping you as well. They're going to be helpful. So be more receptive rather than rebuking them, just pushing them away from you. That's not going to help, right? So sun basically is the soul, is Atma Karak in the natural zodiac. It is the Atma Karak. It's a king. It's the dominating one. So what happens when sun is in the 8th house? These energies definitely, become very difficult. And when sun is in the 8th house, you do get some, you feel that you're being demoralized. You feel that you are not in those kinds, you don't have that kind of energy in you to combat the bigger picture, the bigger things. So you don't belittle yourself, or don't look down upon yourself. That's something that you have to actually figure out. You have to take care of yourself. Okay. Don't be too nitpicky about yourself. Don't be too critical about yourself. Okay. This is a very good time for student natives, for children, progeny, taking some treatments. Let sun come out of it. Then you can go in for some IVF treatment, I would say, if you have to. And also moon is going to be in your 11th house by the end of the week, that is from the 13th till the 15th. So very good time to get connected with your friends, with your community that you move around in. Be more charitable. Fulfillment of desires on cards. Venus is also going to be in your, the lord of the 11th is going to be in your 10th house, so forming that kind of connectivity with the people around you is quite likely. Influential people you'll be coming across, female counterparts you'll be coming across, and they'll be helping you. So all those energies are pretty heightened. You might come across the lady luck, maybe you will be meeting somebody, in a community you move around in, from your friend circle, maybe they'll be helping you. Okay. So all that is quite likely, and you are going to be very innovative. This is an innovative sign. So maybe you invent something and you are very excited about it by the end of the week. So enjoy that as well. All right. So this is a good week for you. If you have that, maintain that head held high, right? And keep your head in the center. Don't lose your cool. Okay. Coming to the next sign, that is Capricorn. For Capricorn natives, moon is going to be in your 8th house to start with, and the stellium is forming in the 8th house, then 9th and 10th moon is going to be moving. So 8th house energy, as we all know, is basically, it gives you the hunger for deeper experiences and more powerful bonds, basically. Emotional commitments come into focus during these 2 to 4 days, actually. You're looking for the meaning in life. You don't want that superficiality. Uh, you know, uh, you also feel about emotional about your money, possessions, and your emotional bonding with people increases. You overreact also at times, because it is, after all, the 8th house. 8th house is ruled by Mars in the natural zodiac, and Mars is, as it is, transiting here. So you do feel quite detached also with people. You don't want to socialize. You want to analyze the circumstances in a deeper level. What is out there? What is happening around me? All those contemplations is quite likely with the 8th house transit, actually. So it's like deepening, healing, undercurrent energy is there. And you are more self-protecting, and it gives you the deep bonding. Basically, you're self-healing during this time. So that's something which you will be that's something good, I feel. You're a transformed person after all. When moon comes out of the 8th house, moon debilitates here. Moon in 4 8 12 is not considered to be good. When moon is transiting the 8th house, it happens so that you feel quite low. You feel that you're too emotional about things. You feel that what is happening around you will think about what is beyond, basically. So that deeper connection is actually giving you a lot. When you go deeper into a particular thing, you get more knowledge, you get more enlightened, basically. So what happens, you then tend to get to know the facts. Some secrets are revealed, which can give you a lot of emotional pent of mind. Oh my god, things are like this, the other side is like this. So you feel quite overwhelmed. You feel very emotionally charged up because of that. But at the end of the day, you feel that yes, it was a good experience. You have come out of it. You feel that it was required, and there are certain revelations which were required as well. So very good time. I feel always good when moon is transiting the 8th house, which is not considered to be good, because it brings about obstacles in work. Whatever you will do, you're so emotionally charged up, you're so overwhelmed with the condition around you, that you are not able to make right kind of decisions at that time. That's why 8th house energy is not considered to be that great, just because of this reason. Because there is a lot of energy in you, a lot of thought process. Tug of war is going on. What is what? Who's who? What's happening around me? All those questions are going to be there. So that is the reason you feel quite charged up emotionally when moon is in the 8th house. So you should not make any decisions, at least during these 2 quarter days. That's happening in the initial part, that is 9th to the 11th. Avoid. Moon will be transiting your 9th house, so the need to adventure, freedom, philosophical freedom, education, learning skills. Venus is also going to be transiting here, though in debility, but yes, Venus is a yoga karagraha in the 9th house. It's not considered to be bad after all. So this will give you some foreign connections, foreign travels. You have that need to get connected with your partner more. You're going to be spending more time with your partner, or maybe you'll be going out for dinner, the candlelight dinner that you have been waiting for often when moon is also there. So there is a lot of emotional event of mind also towards the partner. So quite likely you will get connected with your children also during this time. Rahu is looking this zone. So you will have some connection with the foreigners also this week. Some delegation coming your way, you're going out for dinner, you're going to be treating them. Some, deals that you have to sign, documents you have to sign, all that is going to be happening by the middle of the week. By the end of the week, moon is going to be in the 10th house. So you're going to be very emotional about your work, your projects. You want recognition, you want fame, you want the reciprocation from the people of, your caliber, your own stature. You want that people should recognize you. So that need to be recognized is pretty heightened when moon is in your 10th house. You have that emotional bent of mind towards your work also, and the people at the place of work also. Don't expect too much. Focus on your work, on your hard work. That's going to be paid off ultimately. So no point sulking and thinking that why I'm not being paid off. Very good time for initiating something new job, new venture, new sun is also in your 7th house. Very good time to initiate a business. If you have to do a startup, good time. Not a good time for investments in stocks and shares, I would say, because Mercury is in the 8th house and Ketu is in the 11th, and Mercury is with the 11th lord after all. So not a good time at all for making any kind of huge investments, crypto, Bitcoin, gold. I would say just avoid. Jupiter is in the 2nd house, good for your family members, good for their health. It's very good. It's a Jiva Karaka after all. So it's good for the health, not good for the wealth, of course. But yes, it is going to give you enough wealth also, not to worry. Saturn over the 1st house is giving you a lot of obstacles in whatever you're doing. But at the end of the day, you will definitely thank the Saturn that, oh yeah, this actually changed my mindset altogether. It hardened me so much. It is a hard taskmaster after all. It delays, frustrates, and then ultimately gives you in abundance. Ultimately, it is a malefic, but it does actually delays, not deny. Okay. And Mars delays and denies also. So you cannot depend on Mars, but you can depend on Saturn after all. Do this remedies, do the chant Hanuman Chalisa. You should be doing it regularly. I always tell everyone that's the safest. Hanuman Chalisa is the safest one. You should do that. All right. Coming to the next sign, that is Aquarius. For Aquarius natives, this moon is going to be transiting your 7th, 8th, and 9th houses this week, and it's going to be giving the stellium is forming in the 7th house of yours, and is aspected by Jupiter also. So close personal and business relationships are highlighted here. How you feel about your close relationships, your partnerships, this will determine your mood for these two quarter days. You might have emotional confrontations also now, or warm, nurturing relations, depending on your current circumstances. Sometimes, this transit correlates with the need of consultation also. You might just go for, a consultation, talking to people, taking their advice. And you want to maybe go in for you're seeking advice from a lawyer about the litigation you are in because of the relationship. So an increased need to be with people, to socialize, to compromise, and these are the highlights of the moon transiting through the 7th house. So pay more attention to your physical attractiveness, appearance, how you look. You're going to be having that need also. And you are in a position to learn much about yourself by listening to others. This is the time you should be focusing on others' feelings also, how the relationships are, how much of conflict is there amongst each other. Just figure that out. Just clear that out. This is the time you should actually trust people. This can give you more suspicious nature, with so many planets in the stellium in the 7th house. But yes, Jupiter is looking here, so it's definitely positive for you. And it also relates to intimacy and connections with others also. So maybe you will have some intimate relationship during this time with your partner, or with a new alliance that you come across as far as your romance is concerned. Okay. Because this is ruled by Venus, after all, the 7th house is ruled by Venus in the natural zodiac. So you're going to be feeling harmonious, and there's a balance between the world and you. There's a lot of serenity also. Definitely a good time for you. And you are going to be coming out of, you'll be outshining the relationship ultimately, because you're going to be contemplating on that. Moon is going to be in the 8th house, that is from the 11th till the 13th. So you have the hunger for deeper experiences now. How powerful are the bonds, how emotional commitments are, how you are going to be finding the meaning in life. So that is going to be actually stirred up. You're going to be very, very attached to your money, possessions, and you're going to be very emotional about those things as well. You want to be, you can be very overreactive also. I've seen people getting very reactive because they're not able to understand what is happening. But it does give you the deeper connection with your own self, how to analyze the situation. This is a week where you will be actually contemplating on things a lot. You'll be focusing on things in a deeper level. You'll be a healer, you'll be healing, you'll be understanding the undercurrents of energies around you. You'll be actually more self-protective also. You're going to be giving that, because this is a sign, this is the house of regeneration, this is the sign of rebirth also. So you will explore certain things on a deeper level, and you'll be getting the meaning out of it. You will be able to make the meaning out of it. You will be able to make yourself understand about what is happening, who's who, what's happening. You'll be able to analyze things. So this is a very, 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 very charged up and a very strong energy, I would say, when moon is in the, you'll be getting into the depth of things. It's not a superficial kind of place. You're very emotional. That is why 8th house, whenever moon transits through, you should never make any decisions. It can lead to obstacles, it can lead to delays, it can cause frustration, but at the end of the day, you feel that you have understood everything well, and you have come out, as a better person, because you are now able to understand. See, the Kendras are going to get very, very heavily impacted next month with the sun, next week, sorry, because sun will also be in the Kendra, and there will be a stellium forming in the 7th house because of sun also there. So there can be a lot of energy there. Zeal is going to be very heightened. Make the decisions regarding your life now. Some life-changing experiences you're going to be facing. You're going to be making life-changing decisions when you have, especially in the next week. Venus will be in debility in the 8th house, so that can lead to some problems and complications in relationships. But otherwise, it is going to be again giving you a lot of energy and zeal to make money, to change yourself, and concentrate on things that you have not been able to from a long, long time. Spiritually, you'll be growing for sure. Okay. Moon will be transiting through the 9th house. So this gives a lot of inclination towards freedom. It gives inclination towards movement, freedom of movement and expression. You're mentally and spiritually and philosophically, you want that kind of freedom. You're more strong, you're more independent. You feel that you want to experience new things in life. You're growing intellectually. You're focusing on the bigger picture. Maybe you're very, very bored up with the current scenario, so you want to just spend more time breaking the routine. You're going to be maybe moving out, and you're going to be looking at the bigger picture. And it is going to be, don't waste your time. This is not time to waste. As it is, Saturn is in your 12th house. Saturn will be transiting next year in your 1st house. So before Saturn transits your 1st house, I would request you, make the solid decisions, make this a solid base, because then it will be like little tough for you. Saturn is a hard taskmaster. So this is the time you should be actually laying the foundations to that, the stepping stone, as we say, to success. Okay. You should actually be looking at the bigger picture. Jupiter and Sagittarius sign, generally, we have seen is the 9th house. So ruler. So this brings about largeness. It brings about good, big emotions, harmony with people. Okay. And the psyche is towards, gathering up things and bonding things. Okay. So this will give you that kind of spiritual bent of mind also. When moon is transiting here, you have that need for desire, mood, and spending more time with people whom you like. All that is going to be there. You're very emotional about the creative experiences and manifesting those experiences also in a bigger manner. Creative, that patience is required though. because this gives a lot of impatience also with moon transiting through here, and the lord of the seventh, lord of the ninth, I mean, in this eighth house. So this is going to give you, make you impatient also. How you analyze the situation and how you sail through the situation, there are two different things. All right. So you have to be very, very strong with moon transiting here. It's a time to learn your lesson and grow. Okay. Don't be stagnant. Don't make any hasty decisions in life. Stay calm and make the ground changing, I would say, decisions. This is the time you should be working, not just sitting idle and just crying over the split milk. Okay. Spilled milk. I take both split also and spilled also. Okay. Coming to the next sign, which is the last one, that's Pisces. For Pisces native, moon is going to be transiting your little difficult houses, 6, 8 into 6, 7, and 8. So this will give you a little bit of complication here and there. So your focus is mainly on your health this week, and you're going to be focusing on how you can grow at the place of work, how you can spend more time at the place of work. So here you're going to be having, the desire to be perfect in your craft. This is the time to be more dedicated to your work, your health, your routine. And this is a more introverted phase, actually, with so many planets there. You have that, how I can improvise on myself, on my work, my health, my daily routine. Your senses are more acute, and you could find minor aches and pains also because you're stressed out. So that is something that you have to actually be calm, stay calm. Calming effect will come only when you focus, when you work out, and the vent to the energy is there, rather than just getting too stressed and leading to nothing. So it can lead to some problems in your body pains can be there. Cleaning and reorganizing may be the order now. Your mood is likely to get impacted because of your health. You can initiate some kind of treatment. Maybe you will be going in for some medical treatment that your health requires some attention this week. Or you're going to be perfecting the smaller systems, and you want to just change yourself, maneuver yourself towards better. So this is the time when you will be performing your duties. At the same time, you will be getting into that renewal energy also. You should actually be focusing more on the growing the inner you, rather than just superficially growing, rather than just focusing on things which are not going to help you. Being too nitpicky is not going to help you for sure. Okay. Getting a dog or a pet, any kind of cat in the house is going to be a helpful move. It's going to be very, very positive. Moon is going to be in your seventh house in Virgo sign from 11th till the 13th. So this is going to be bringing about close personal and business relationships, and how you feel about your close relationship and partnership will also determine your mood during these 2 quarter days, of course. So you might be very emotionally attached to people. You can be very warm, nurturing, and you are going to be actually maybe you'll be taking some kind of consultation during this week. You're going to be focusing more on socializing also. You're going to be figuring out how the relationships work, how you can focus on relationships, how you can compromise, how you can be more effective in bringing those relationships forward and positive. That's the highlight of the week, basically. So more attention to physical appearance is also quite likely with this transit of moon in the seventh house. You're focusing on the harmonious relationships and the need to eradicate the conflict you are entrapped in. So you don't want that. Maybe you come across a lawyer and you're discussing about divorce or something. So that is also quite likely. In some cases, this is happening. I have some charts who are doing this. So it is because moon is also transiting here. So that will also get triggered up this week. Some intimacy is quite, that connectivity on the intimate relationship, is also quite likely this week. Some balance is going to be there in relationship. So make the best use of it, actually, when who's who, what's what. So this is going to be a very satisfying and a very secure kind of a feeling also. So you will get a lot of clarity, deeper emotional connections, or maybe you're going to be traveling is also likely. You're going to be wearing new clothes also, I've seen. In the eighth house, by the end of the week, this is the Libra sign where the moon is going to be, and This will definitely be bringing about the hunger for deeper experiences. You want to be more focused on the emotional commitments rather than the superficial ones. You want to be more about money, possessions, emotions. You are attached to analyzing what is happening. You're it's a very transformative kind of an energy, basically. Deepening, healing, undercurrents. You want to understand things in a deeper manner. You're very, very focused and charged up also during this fag end of the week, basically. So you are looking forward to a deeper bond also. See, whenever this is a sign. This is the place of rebirth and regeneration, after all. So you have that self-healing energy a lot. When moon is in the 8th house, people say that don't make any hasty decisions. Why? Because your moods are very, very emotional. Your mood swings are pretty heightened during this time. Your mood swings a lot. So there are obstacles and hurdles because of that. The energy is pretty deepened. So when you are thinking deeply, what happens? You're not able to make decisions. You're indecisive. So don't make any decisions in haste. So you have a saving instinct for the future, almost to the extent of self-denial. Okay, you have a strong sense of duty and obligations to others also during this time. So I feel that when you have these kind of energies, and you're feeling that you want to be more protective about your relationship, about you're feeling too much of a sense of security towards the people around you. So this actually gives you that clarity also at the same time. By the end of the week, you will feel that, yeah, this was required. Now I have a lot of clarity. Now I can go ahead. So just lie low. When moon is in the 8th house, lie low. That's something which, is required every time when moon is in the 8th house. I have seen people making wrong decisions when moon is in the 8th house for that reason, because they are not able to judge the people, and they are in that mode by the end of the week when they are able to. Okay. So this is it for the 12 zodiac signs. And I feel that this is a week when you should be actually more communicative. And with Mercury transiting, it's, like obviously it's transiting out of the emotional sign to the fiery energy. So it will give you that zeal to communicate. Creative energies are pretty heightened this week. And also when Venus is also going to its debilitation sign. So you have to be very careful in relationships. Okay. So stay blessed, everyone. Keep watching my videos. Keep subscribing. Stay blessed. Om Tat Sat.